What is up? This is Rackdar. Welcome to the first episode of my new series with Paper Mario finished. I'm kind of wondering what to do, and I've been thinking I might as well start some auxiliary series that they're not LPs, but I will be doing an LP. I've got I think 14 episodes of Paper Mario to upload, so in 2 weeks I will be starting a new LP. So this series is going to be, as you could probably see from the title, recommended Flash games. I'm just going to be talking basically about Flash games that I would recommend playing. But you're probably asking yourself, Rackdar, why Flash games? I don't know why I gave you that voice, I'm sorry. You've probably got a much manlier, or if you're a woman, a much womanlier voice than that. So, don't feel like that voice reflects how I feel about you. But anyway, the reason that I'm going to do a Flash game series is because I feel like Flash games don't get a lot of recognition, and there are actually some pretty good ones out there. And that's why this won't be reviews of this shitty Flash game or this great Flash game. It's just going to be Flash games that I recommend and why. So today I'm going to be kind of reviewing and recommending Fcuk, or Fuck, I guess, by Blue Baby, which is a game that can be found on newgrounds.com. Just go to the games, search for Fcuk. One of the reasons I really like this game and a lot of other Flash games is because they kind of go with the 2D puzzle platformer comeback, which is something that's happened in the last few years, especially with the rising popularity of Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network. There have been a lot of new 2D puzzle platformers shit like Braid, or games like this, Fcuk or Fuck. But anyway, a lot of these games, what makes them new and amusing is that they come with a gimmick. And this game has an awesome gimmick that is layer swapping, swap layers, which you're seeing on the screen right now. And a lot of the times the gimmicks are a welcome change in games, but they tend to overstay their welcome. So what I feel a good game is a game that has that gimmick, but the gimmick doesn't overstay its welcome. And what I mean by that is that some games are they're too long, and that's why Flash games are actually pretty awesome. They don't tend to be too long. They introduce the gimmick, they kind of get that in there, they work through all the ways that they can use that gimmick, and then they end the game. So anyways, this game does this thing where there's several layers to each level, and you can switch between them, and you can kind of see a shadow of the layer behind it. Basically, it has a lot of other elements that are fairly standard for the modern puzzle platformer. It's warps, blocks that you push around, buttons that have to be held down for things to happen, some gravity changes, stuff like that. But what makes all these work is that they get added in with the layer swapping. What's really fun about it is that you get each element one at a time with the layer swapping, then they put more and more of the elements together with the layer swapping, and it's just really awesome. Another thing that I felt really worked in this game was the jump. That's a really weird thing to say, but the jump, the way the physics work on the jump is it has its own momentum with the keys. It has no momentum, if you jump forward and then stop holding the forward key, you stop jumping forward. And the reason they did that is because it makes some pretty precise jumps. So it's actually a pretty smart move to not have the jump have its own momentum, because you can kind of stop in midair, precision fall onto that one block that you need to land on to not get exploded by spikes, and it's a really good addition. It's one of those things where I feel the people who made this game really thought that jump out. It wasn't just, oh, this game needs a jump. They're this game needs the jump to do this. The last couple things I'm going to go over about this game are actually the art style and the dialogue. The art style I really liked because you just have this basic character, everything's kind of hard lines, you can see the level, but then you get the shadows of the layers behind it, and whatever layer you're on, the whole level is that color with just the shadow, and so you can really clearly see which layer you're on, which is an awesome art style decision. And then of course there's the dialogue, which as you've seen, I've shown a few clips of the dialogue. It's pretty funny. The storyline's pretty basic. You from the future comes and tells you from the past to get into a box, and then in the next 20 minutes you will experience everything and nothing in the box. It's actually a pretty cool little, I don't know, the dialogue is just funny. It's basically a monologue of future you talking to you the whole time, and it's pretty comical. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about for this game was the user-generated content. It gives you the tool for making levels, so you can just kind of make it with all the layer swapping, gravity switching, spiky floored goodness yourself, and then you can post those levels for other people to play. And what's really cool is you can generate a whole game with the standard amount of levels, and what it'll do, it will take an array of levels of all the difficulties, put them in order, give you the correct number of levels for a full playthrough, and it'll just say it's a full game. So you can keep on playing this game over and over again, and it will not get boring because you get to see all these new people's like crazy arse puzzles. So anyway, this game takes, I'd say, about half an hour or an hour to beat it all the way through. So if you happen to have half an hour or an hour to just kind of like play a game, I would highly suggest this one. Remember, it is Fcuk by Blue Baby. You can find it on newgrounds.com. This has been Rackdar. Thank you for watching.